About a year and a half after my son died, I was talking to a friend and about what I thought was just normal part of life, normal things in life. And my friend all of a sudden stopped me and said, "Have you ever seen a grief counselor?" And I said, "No, I don't need to see a grief counselor." My friend said, "Yes, you do." So I went to this counselor and she helped a lot. And at one point she said, "Well, Rob, you write a lot for my career. I did a lot of different kinds of writing. But she said, you need an outlet for your grief. You need something to blow off steam, to give you hope, to be creative and turn your attention away from the grieving. Have you ever done poetry?" Now I'm in my almost mid 60s at the time, early 60s, and I just laughed at her. I said, "No, I've never done poetry." But anyway, she said, "Well, you might consider trying that." And I said, "Okay." And I sloughed it off, and she went on with another topic. I don't know how long it was after that. I had insomnia after my son died, and so I'm sitting in my chair about 2 in the morning. My dog was out with me. I was in the living room chair, and I must have dozed off a little bit and then woke up, and all these words were going in my head. And I realized they rhymed. And I thought, well, I just want to go to bed. I just want to go to sleep. I don't want this. I want to go to sleep. And so I forced my way to go back to sleep. And I probably did for a little bit. And I woke up and there were more words in my head. And this time I got smart and I said, well, I'm going to take my phone. I better get these things down, because if I write down these words, then I can forget them and go to sleep and keep my brain from stirring around. So I did. And 40 minutes later, I had a poem. First poem I'd ever written, really. I woke up the next morning and I changed a few words, but just a few words, and here was this poem. So it's called, and since then I've written, that's about 7-8 years ago, since then I've written over 80 poems. And I found that it's God's way of talking to me about this grief and helping me through. So the poem is called "In My Heart I Cry." How much are you grieving? I don't really know. The kid passed on a few years ago. I heard this question the other day. It was stunning and galling, so what can I say? I could utter "it's fine, since my son went away." My days forge along like a strange passion play. I still go to church and manage my job. Now and then I bike and I jog, trying so hard with each passing day to lift the thick fog that stifles my way. It envelops me still and holds me so tight, reminding me that things are not quite all right. Life does go on for the rest of us. Day after day, it surely is thus. Buck up, they all say. The pain will go away. But how can they know, when I'm feeling so low, if they've not been through it? It's hard to construe it. So I smile at the world, and I'm good for a laugh, but in my heart I cry. So am I still mourning? Does it now really matter? The years have passed on, we've grown older and fatter. My friends all quit asking if I'm really okay. They have their own lives, never think of that day. They assume I'm much better and I try to get by, but they never observe when my tears are still nigh. Too often it seems I just numb the dull pain and stifle my screams, or have sleepless nights that halt restless dreams. So I go through the motions, smiling here, laughing there, meandering through life without further care, or so it may seem to those who weren't there. They don't understand the pains that I bear and the times that I show it, and increasingly rare, I never shed tears when others are near. But in my heart I cry.
Thank you.
That's it.
It's very moving.